You ever get that feeling that you want to grow, you want to improve, but you're just not sure where to even start? Let's be honest, the idea of coaching can feel a little vague. Well, today we're going to change that. We're going to look at coaching not just as a nice chat, but as a structured, mapped out journey, a clear roadmap to get you from exactly where you are to where you truly want to be. So the real question is, are you ready to actually map out your own potential? Because that's what this is all about, exploring what you're capable of, but with a clear path to follow. All right, let's get into it. And our main tool, our compass for this entire journey, is the coaching cycle. This is the framework that gives the whole process its structure and its direction. It makes sure you're always moving forward. Okay, so what is this thing, really? At its heart, it's a formal process. And the keywords here are really important: structured, four-part, and the big one, the ultimate goal, lasting change. So right away, you know this isn't about some quick fix. It's a system for building new habits and perspectives that actually stick around. And here they are, the 4 key stages of the journey. You can think of them as the 4 essential waypoints on our map. We start with discovery, then we move to analysis, then we build an action plan, and it all leads to that final goal: creating awareness. We're going to walk through each one, starting right at the very beginning. Let's kick things off with step 1, discovery. This is the foundation, and honestly, it's one of the most important parts. Everything else we do is going to be built on what happens right here. You know, the best way to think about the discovery phase is pretty simple. It's all about finding that "you are here" dot on the map. I mean, think about it. You can't possibly chart a course to somewhere new if you don't know with total clarity exactly where you're starting from. So what does this look like in the real world? Well, it's a mix of looking forward to your goals, but also taking a really good look inward. You got to identify your strengths, what you're already great at, but you also have to be really honest about the roadblocks. The whole point here is to paint a clear, no fluff picture of your current reality. So once you know your starting point, it's time to chart the course. And that involves the next 2 stages: analysis and creating an action plan. This is where we make the big shift from understanding where we are to figuring out how we're going to move forward. Now, the analysis phase, this isn't just about collecting a bunch of data about yourself. It's about finding the patterns, getting those little aha moments, the why behind your challenges and your strengths. And then you use those insights to connect the dots and draw a real concrete path forward. And that path, that becomes your action plan. And this is a perfect illustration of how that connection works. Take a look. An insight you find during analysis, like, say, a fear of public speaking, it doesn't just hang there. It gets directly linked to a small, manageable step, like practicing a 2-minute talk with a mentor. Or maybe you realize team meetings are unproductive. The action? Create and share an agenda beforehand. Procrastinating? Break that big project into tiny daily tasks. See? Each action is a direct response to a specific finding. And because these steps are small, they're achievable. They create the momentum that makes real change possible. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most transformative stage of the cycle. This isn't just about finishing a to-do list. The real destination here is creating lasting awareness. This is that magic moment where the new behaviors you've been practicing actually start to feel natural. The lessons you've learned move from just being ideas in your head to something you feel in your gut. You're not just following a plan anymore, you're actually internalizing a whole new way of thinking and operating. The journey really becomes a part of you. The transformation is really profound when you think about it this way. Before the cycle, you might just react to a challenge, probably falling back on old habits. But after, you start to respond thoughtfully, using the new skills and awareness you've been building. It's a huge shift from being on autopilot to taking intentional action. So, you've gone through all 4 stages. Is the journey over? Not even close. The real power of this whole framework is that it's designed to be a loop, to be repeated. And this really nails it. Once you reach that new level of awareness, you've essentially just found a brand new "you are here" dot. But this time, it's on a more advanced map. And from there, the cycle of discovery, analysis, and action can begin all over again. That's what leads to continuous growth. So, now you've got the map and you've got the compass. You understand the 4 key stages to move from where you are to where you want to be in a structured, powerful way. The only question left is, what journey will you begin?